YouTubers, how are you? Hope you're all well. Classic 80s fanboy here. Now today I want to take a look at these, which get a lot of stick on YouTube, unfortunately by certain collectors, and I can understand why and appreciate why, but I quite like these. I think they're not as bad as what people make out they are. And what these are the character class them as Doctor Who playsets, and to be quite honest, they're not playsets. Let's just be honest about that. They are dioramas. You can't play with these. They're only made of cardboard, hard cardboard, and they will fall apart if you use them as playsets. But I generally use these as dioramas, and I have them on top of my bookshelf, and they look absolutely lovely when they're all on top of the bookshelf and on my windowsill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and we'll go through each one of them in turn, and I'm not going to give an in-depth review because that's not what we're here for. I don't want to go into depth, otherwise we'll be here for hours and hours, and I don't want to bore you. I just want to give you a general overview. These sets came out for the start of around 2015, so they are 6 to 7 years old now. But I've had them 6 to 7 years, and they're still as they are now, as what you see now. Yes, some of them were very difficult to put out, and yes, they didn't display the instructions very well. But if you used a little bit of sellotape or a little bit of glue, generally they came together okay. They're not perfect. I don't think any of the toys that Character Options put out were 100% perfect in any way or shape or form. But I do like these playsets, and I'm here to put my opinions across as to why I like them, you know. So what I'm going to do is pause the video now, and we'll go on to the first playset. So see you in a minute. So here we go, it's the first playset. These are not in any particular order. This is ones I've just chosen to put out first, and the first one I've chosen is the Cobweb playset. And as you can see on the side, I don't know if you can see very clearly, what I will do is move it around so that you can have a look. Like so. Yeah, it's depicting part of the submarine, the Russian submarine that was used in the episode, and it's supposed to be an 80s Russian sub. And I'll just zoom in if you can see there that this is the only thing you get with it. I know he's swinging a little bit, but it's the Ice Warrior without his armour on. There we go. Let's see if I can move that down a bit. Yeah, made just all in flexible rubbery type plastic. It's a one piece, so there's no articulation. He doesn't move or anything, but I think he's quite a nice addition to the I'm going to call them dioramas. You've got inside, just moving back out, you've got inside, that's a cardboard cutout of the TARDIS. And then you've got computer banks and computer programs, and a little gap there where you can have your figures on, and at the top there's a little bit of a space there, you can have the figures on the top there as well. And as I say, it's not a playset, it's a diorama. Let's have a look at the bottom there. There's a missile there, or what's supposed to be their interpretation of a missile. And then you've got the top of this submarine there. So the print is really good. It's really crystal clear, and it's, you know, I quite like it. A lot of people said they had trouble with the standing figures at the bottom there on the card. Well, yeah, you do, but if you use one of the stands, like I collect, I paid a couple of quid and bought a collection of 10 grey Doctor Who stands, and they fit fine on there. No trouble at all with them. But all I wanted to do was to show you what came with the playset, and the only thing that came with it, or the diorama, the only thing that came with it was, I'll zoom up closer so you can have more of a closer look at him, was the Ice Warrior. Now I have him purposely hanging from that gap. His feet poke out the hole at the top. His feet do have holes at the end, so you can stand him on a figure stand as well, and I have him on a figure stand in my collection, on one of my shelves. If you saw the video of me doing a tour of my room, you'd see him up there with the others. So yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. The only fact that the character made a mistake calling it a playset, in actual fact it's not a playset, it's a diorama, is neither here nor there. But I just think it looks great on my shelf. As I say, I keep this one on my bookshelf on the top. It's absolutely fine, and as I say, I've had it 6 years so far, and it's not fallen apart or anything, so I must have been pretty lucky. Anyway, on to the next one. So here we are, is the next one. This is the Hyde playset with the Hyde creature lurking under the arch. And what I will say is, I think character went over the top when they made the clocks to go on top the smaller bookcases. I think they made too many of them, which do muddle up the actual diorama, because there's just so many of them on there. There's 6 bookshelves with clocks on there, which do mean that it does take up a lot of room on the diorama itself. But all in all, still a nice little set. It's easy to put together as long as you've got a bit of tape or super glue, and you can glue the tabs on the back. It's easy enough to put together. Let's give a quick focus on, same with the Ice Warrior. The Hyde creature is made of rubbery plastic. It's not articulated, so you can't move him up and down. But generally, that is what you see on the screen. It is really ghastly. It's a ghastly creature. But as I say, he's got holes on the bottom of his feet. You can't see it from here, but he is standing on a Doctor Who. You can see Doctor Who stand there, a grey one, which only cost me a couple of quid for a pack of 10 on eBay. So I picked them up. And he's easily standable, and I use them to stand them up. It's a glossy card, glossy black thick card, and I think it captures the details quite well. The TARDIS is in the background. That's just a cardboard cutout. What they did was they just had cardboard cutouts of the TARDIS front doors that you could put in there, so that you could remove them and stick your own TARDIS in there. But I never bothered. I just kept the TARDIS as it in my collection, without putting them on the displays. So it is, as I say, it is what it is. What I will say is this front is curved. The arch is curved, so it does stick out a little bit. But when you look at it full on, face on, it's not a bad rendition. So that's supposed to be the forest through the arch. That's why it's so dark. But as I say, not a bad little diorama. Let's bring that out so you can have a look. The way they're put together, is you've got two plastic pillars that go on the plastic base. You've got card on the foot of the base, like you had with the 10th Doctor TARDIS interior. And that holds the structure, should hold the structure together. As I say, I've put these together. They've been together for about 6 years now, and they've never fallen apart. Mind you, I don't play with them as a playset. That's why I keep saying it's not a playset, it's a diorama. I think the only mistake Character made was that they classed it as a playset on the front of the packaging. They always had playset on there, and it's not a playset, it's a collector's diorama. So if they'd just changed the words and put collector's diorama, I think they'd have had more success and sold more. But at the end of the day, the prices started off by being 20 quid each, and 50 quid for the last one, which I'll put up last, and then the prices just dramatically dropped. Shops weren't interested, which is a shame, really. And that's why they ended up being a £5 each. You know, a lot of the playsets ended up being a £5, and the last one I'll show you I paid just under £10 for, £9.99 I think, in the end. But at the end of the day, the 3 3/4 character figures, they didn't have a very long run of life, because people just weren't interested, because the detail they thought was rubbish. But I just think these are little gems, you know. They're easily collectible. They're cheaper than the 5.5 inch. You can pick them up cheaply on eBay now, or from car boot sales or charity shops and that lot. So, you know, they're out there, and I think they're hidden like a little gem. They're just they're even more. I think they're even more articulated than the Daypole characters were in the 80s, and they certainly have more detail than the Daypole characters did in the 80s. So there we are. Right, I'm going to pause this, bring the next one on. So here's the next one. The Angels Take Manhattan. And what I do agree with some of the opinions that other YouTubers have made is that the background, especially the Statue of Liberty, is too dark. It's very dark as compared to what was originally on the box. But if you look closely, you can still see it is the Statue of Liberty is a weeping angel. That's no doubt there. But yes, I do agree with them. They used the darker. The print didn't come off as well as it should have done. It should have been a hell of a lot lighter. Still, if we scroll down, you can see the top of the hotel there. And what I do love is these little cherubs. The cherubs is the angels. I mean, if we're going close, you can see the detail. Look, I mean, you can't see it there. There. Look at the detail of that cherub. I mean, they're really small. They're about, I'd say, 1 inch tall maximum. So there's one of the little babies when they're trapped. I'm not sure if it was River or I think it might have been Rory trapped in the basement with these little cherubs, and you can hear them all running around and laughing. I think they're very well sculpted. You get 6 of them in total with the playset. Well, I shouldn't say playset again. There you go. That's because I've heard so long it being talked about playset. It's not, it's diorama. And there again, you've got the cover cut out front of the TARDIS. You could put the normal TARDIS in there, 3.75 TARDIS in there. That's supposed to be a lift by the stairs, and inside is a holograph, lithograph of a weeping angel. Doesn't like to focus very well if you go in too close. But yeah, you got the lithograph there, cardboard lithograph of the weeping angel. I've put the little cherub in front, just waiting to be picked up. Another one there. And another one there. I think they're cheeky chappies. Just gradually bring it out. You've got a checkered pattern floor. Same again, it's cardboard on a plastic base. The only problem they did say, they didn't mention, was that they said originally that all these bases could be clipped together to form a whole. Well, that's not really the case, because some of these bases are all different shapes, so they don't fit perfectly together. So I never clip them together. But for a diorama, I mean, that's a lot better than what I could do for a diorama. So I'm just going to pause it there and bring the next one on. So this diorama we're looking at now wasn't featured in any Doctor Who episode. It's just a what if. So what if the Daleks conquered Britain in the future? And as you can see, it's just a futuristic interpretation of a Dalek diorama. At the top there, just give me a sec, I'm just going to, you got Big Ben and a Dalek mechanism or mechanoid that's crashed into the top of Big Ben, dug its claws in, its legs, and started fire. That's laser fire coming from a Dalek laser that's on top there. Very well done, very well printed. It's nice and clear. You can see what it is. It's Big Ben. You can see what it is. You've got Dalek saucers flying about in the sky. You've got the main Dalek saucer there. As I say, you've got another cardboard frontage of the TARDIS there, where you can take that out and put your own TARDIS in. It's got a little corridor there and a little ramp from the spaceship. And if you look inside there, give me a sec, I'll just turn it around a minute. So if I turn it around, you can see it leads inside the ramp and inside to the ship itself. Like that. You can see it goes all the way inside. It's built the same as all the others. So let's zoom out again. It's built the same way as all the others. So it's on a cardboard base with a plastic base as well. So it's cardboard floor, but it looks like paving stones. You've got a newspaper stand there, which says Source over London. There you go. There you can see the slates of the cardboard flooring. That is a subway there and a subway door, but it's called a tran system or transis. All Daleks floating in the air. On the top there's a little ledge, so you can put some figures on the top there if you wanted to. And it came with a Dalek hoverbelt, which is, a lot of people said yes, it's totally pointless because Daleks fly anyway, but it's a little bit of an addition with the set. So if I just hold the camera steady. Sorry, I've got it on a stand, but the stand keeps moving a little bit, and I do apologise. Turn it around so you can see. Plunger control there. Lots of little buttons there, and underneath it's just blue. It's just a plastic thing, but it you know, now it's a £5, you couldn't really complain about it. So I'll just zoom out so you can see the rest of the playset, and then we'll go on to the last one. So There we go. As I say, when it first started off, they wanted, I think it was $9.99 for this one. It wasn't worth $9.99, so I waited till it went down to a fiver, and then I bought it. Right, so we'll go on to the last one and what you got with it. So here we have the last one. It's the Into the Dalek playset, or a diorama again. Sorry, I keep saying playset. It's not a playset, it's a diorama. And this is what you got with it. But Character expected you to pay $49.99 for it. Well, I didn't. It only cost me a tenner at the end of the day. I waited till it had come right down in price, because there's no way that this was worth the same as the 10th Doctor's interior TARDIS playset. No way was it worth that. So let's just have a quick look. It's based on the on the spaceship, the Aristotle, and yeah, basically let's have a quick look. You got the diorama, the background at the top with the Dalek ship outside. You get a bronze Dalek with it. It's a 3.75 bronze Dalek who sits quite nicely on that platform there. So it's all made out of heavy card stock. I'll just spin it around. Zoom out a little bit. You've got a platform there, but it's totally useless. You can't. This one is the worst one of the lot, because they put a barrier there to stop your figure from falling over, but there's a massive gap behind, and if you were to put a figure on there, I'm sure first thing they do is fall over the top of it, so I don't use that. And you have like an interior. You get Rusty, and he's the motorised one with the brushes underneath that move around the place, although because the flooring is a bit lumpy, it doesn't move very well. It moves better. It will move better on the table than what it would on the flat surface there. You get Clara. Now, she's not that bad a figure as people make out she is. Does it look like Jenna Coleman? Only the personal collector would be able to summarise that. It's up to the personal collector's taste, really. They either like it or they don't. I think it's alright, and it fits well with my 3.75 figures anyway. And she does actually stand. I mean, they're saying that she don't stand. Well, her boots are articulated. So if you move the bottom of the boots, come on, focus. Let's pull it out a little bit more. So if you move the bottom of the boots, they twist out. So she can actually stand. Takes a little bit of a time on a flat surface, because they've got to stand in there. Look. But that's the Clara you get. Yes, her arms do pop off if you're not careful, because they're only plugged in. But they're not gonna. It's not gonna snap. They just pop out and they pop back straight back in again. Then we get the 12th Doctor. Now, unfortunately, Character have never been able to get the 12th Doctor right in any of these incarnations, whether it be 5.5 or 3.75. There's just something about his sculpt they cannot get right. I'll just zoom that back. But there's nothing wrong with his eyes are okay. So I've got the wobbles. But he's in his brown cardi waistcoat, his Abercrombie jacket, grey trousers, and his black boots, or black ankle boots. And I've managed to find a sonic screwdriver for him, because this one didn't come with a sonic screwdriver, so I found one. I have a lot of sonic screwdrivers from the 3.75 range. So people were saying they had trouble putting this together. All you need is a little bit of sellotape, a little bit of patience, and it goes together well. And it fits together quite nicely, like that. As I say, when I put it together, I had really no trouble with it. Use a bit of common sense, use a bit of sellotape to stick the flaps on the inside, and it just goes together. So I've had this playset up for 6 years now and had no trouble with it at all. And you've got a bit of a computer monitor there, computer screen there going on. And what else you got with it? Well, you got people are saying this is Dalek Sec. It's not Dalek Sec. It's the colour of Dalek Sec. It's a black Dalek, but it's not Dalek Sec. Otherwise, underneath his dome, it's like his eye stalk, he'd have the Dalek Sec writing on there, but he hasn't. It's just a standard black coloured Dalek, and he's on a. This was supposed to be exclusive. Well, as you saw in my last session, there was a brass runabout, and this one's just a black and a red one. It's just a different colour. I mean, this pack was exclusive to Argus. This whole set was exclusive to Argus, and no way, as I said, was it worth $49.99. So I held off, and it came down to about a tenner in the end. And tenner for all the figures and figure wise and what you got was pretty reasonable to me. That's why I went and picked it up. So I'll give you one last look at it. And there you go. I hope I haven't bored you too much, but I just wanted you to get a grip. I've seen so many negative comments on YouTube about these sets. They're not as bad as what the people are making out they are. If you use a bit of common sense, I know the instructions weren't fantastic, but just use a bit of common sense, bit of sellotape, bit of super glue, and they're absolutely fine. I can understand where they were coming from. No, they're not playsets or dioramas, but if you have a big enough room and or glass case or whatever they call it, I can't remember the name of it now. The glass cases you get from IKEA, but if you have one or possibly two in each cat, no, you probably only get one, but they make good dioramas. You know, the prints come out really well on this one. You can see what it is. It is what it is. What it is. There's nothing more can be said about it, really. It's a diorama. If you glued the plastic bits in, used a little bit of glue, clear glue, and glued the plastic bits in, show you what I'm talking about. These things here, the plastic poppers, yeah. If you glued them in, they won't come out. Yeah. So as you can see, mine are all glued in, so they'll never come out. And as I say, I've had this for 6 years now, and I've had no problems with it. I put it upstairs on the shelf, or this one goes in my window. So I've got this one and the other Dalek one sitting in my window. And yeah, the cardboard banister is flimsy, very flimsy. That's why I don't put figures on there. So you don't have to put figures on there. So I use it as a diorama and have that at the front, and I've got Daleks. On the other one, I've got other different 3.75 Daleks that I use and put them all together, so they all stay together. So I hope you find this interesting. Sorry I've waffled on for too long, but I just wanted to put my point across. I see a lot of negativity about these playsets, and I just wanted to put a little bit of positivity towards them, because I see too many negative. I think these are gems, just like the 12-inch 12-inch .2 articulated figures. They're hidden gems. If you know, a lot of people had these and threw them away because they don't. If you're a collector, collect them. Use a bit of tape, put them together, collect them because they make great dioramas. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to make 2 today because of the fact that I haven't made any for about a week now. My next video will be out the same time as this one, and it'll be about the Doctor Who soundtracks, because I've just got the latest soundtrack that I could get hold of, and we'll go through them, and you'll see my face again. So take care, look after each other, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye everyone.